All right, everyone. Something we've been thinking about. This is a brainchild of Jaimie from Mosmatic. He kind of posed the idea to me that, hey, we got all these EV cars coming to market, and no good solution for what to do with the charging cable. And so like at my last house, I took my Tesla charger. We kind of mocked this up here for the video, but I had my Tesla charger at my last house. I had the Model 3. And I just bought 2 of them, which then you got to run 2 lines. Now, shoot, a number 6 wire costs thousands of dollars if you have to run it. The copper costs a boatload of money, at least hundreds, $300, $400, $500 if you need to run a long run.
And the electrician.
Yeah, you got to pay the electrician. You've got to, hope that you have room in your panel to fit, a 60, a double breaker, 60 amp breaker. So you got a lot going on, and if you're going to invest in it, you might as well do it right, And so this is something you'd come up with, this concept of why don't we use a boom pole to make it so you're not dragging the cord across the floor, and so you've kind of modified and repurposed this would be vacuum and air, right, for blowing, for the drying system, and then added in the ability to basically run the number 6 wire from Tesla or Rivian, Porsche, whatever charging cable you need to do. So take us through kind of how this thing's set up. We mocked it up here on my left rack, but there's a couple of different ways we can do this, right?
Correct. Yeah. So what we've done during our research is we found that the chargers are all, you can't really change any of the wiring, but the handles are all different. However, they're the same type of wire. So you can backfeed them through, take them out of the box, put them in there.
So we can disconnect, so you can take the front of the box off.
Correct.
Undo the connection here, but what you can't do is cut and modify that. They're sealed, right?
Correct.
These are regulatory sealed, UL, is it?
Yeah, with my research and looking into everything, these are all set up as it's a fixed item, but you can buy replacement ones, but they have to be changeable in the box. So that's what's nice is we can backfeed them, and they're pretty easy to get to and access.
Have you found, is anybody selling a longer cord?
No. From my understanding, this is regulated on the length from the charging box to the actual plug itself. But as you know, with electrical, from the charger to the fuse panel, that's all done by an electrician. So those runs can be changed, which is a good thing for us, is it allows you to do a 180, change up your boom, but also go to a 360. So it allows you to access both sides of the vehicle or both sides of your bay.
So this is a 180 boom. A wall boom operates 180 degrees because you're limited by the wall, right?
Correct.
And so we'd hit the other side of the wall here. Or if you put it on the ceiling, assuming you put it in the right spot, you could 360 around the car.
No. So we're not doing swivels for the electrical swivels on there, so we can't do a 360, but we can do a 280. Okay. So if you're doing, a dual parking bay, you'd have the 2 cars, and if you were to mount one in the center, you only really need to come around to the front and to the side of the other one. So it doesn't have to make a 360. And you're either going to park it towards the back wall or towards the front wall to keep everything out of the way. So that's why we have the ceiling boom series. The 180 is more if you're pulling in, you keep it on the side. It keeps your car from having to always coming forward or always coming backwards. You still have access, but it's really to that one side of the bay.
Gotcha. Okay, so if we have, let me think about this. If I pull in and I've got, so my garage is like this, I pull in, actually let's say we were pulled in this way, right? So I pulled in, so let's say the garage door was here, I pull in, park, my charging cable on a Tesla would be on this side.
Correct.
Right, and so if I was in the left side, piece of cake, right? So
piece of cake.
I come over here, I bring the boom, I plug it in.
Correct.
What if I'd parked over here? Would we just do a longer?
You'd still be able to pull it. You can't really change the cable length, but right now we've got it all kind of tucked back. We could have the length coming out. It's going to drape on the vehicle. Now, in that aspect, you'd be better off if you had a 360, because then it's going to allow you to either park forward or backwards in that bay and access.
Right, so you'd bring your charger cable in the center between the 2 cars.
Correct.
Right, so I'd bring it in between, and then I could hit, either car by coming 280 degrees. The reason why you can't 360 is because, again, this will get all bound up.
Yes.
Right?
We also do offer extensions on there as well.
Okay.
Because the nice part about doing an EV car is you're not really reaching the ground. You're reaching 2 feet off the ground.
Right.
So the cable can be suspended, which gives you a little more ability to grab a longer step on the boom as well.
So, yeah, because we have this pull thing, so let's pull it through and show people what the full extension could be. So remember, this cable here can't be adjusted, but we can run from our breaker, from our electric panel, whatever length we need. So you would take your Rivian or your Porsche or your Tesla charging box, you'd put it as close as possible to either this boom,
correct,
or if you had this boom on the ceiling, right? So you would have one of these could be, mounted to the ceiling, and you would come into this hole here, and so
correct.
you'd want to.
And we also offer it too if you want to have it in the attic where it can downfeed through the top as well.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yep.
That's true. So then, again, you're going to be limited on, about 270 degrees.
Yeah, you're going to be able to come almost all the way around, which it's not really going to matter at that point because you're going to either park it forward or you're going to park it in the back. So you're going to predetermine. We make a bracket to keep the boom from coming all the way around.
Now, you had these made as well, which I was holding on to earlier, but so one of the issues could be, because on a vacuum hose, you're clamping,
correct,
or on a traditional, like a pressure washing, we would have a Mosmatic swivel,
yes,
right? So we'd have a swivel unit with an NPT thread. With this, we're not terminating our wire is terminated back here.
Correct.
So you need something, so these are made out of what, Delrin or something? Or?
Yes, and it's also meant to protect from the cable getting chewed up on the stainless.
Right. Yeah. So really simple push fit.
Yeah, well, you want to tap it in with a mallet.
Gotcha.
Simple installation.
And then that'll keep the wire from getting jacked up. So the other thing we've been looking at, considering building some sort of universal holder for the wall, so that way, like this wouldn't be it, but something like this. This is what we use for our floor cleaner. So this is our floor cleaner mount that kind of holds it. So we're going to do something like this where you'd be able to mount, because chances are this box is going to be up to 8, 9, 10, 11 feet, and you're not going to be reaching. I can reach to about 8 feet comfortably, but it's probably going to be higher than that in most garages. And so to holster it in the side of your Tesla charger or whatever charger you have is not really practical. And so we need to create some sort of holster to hold the thing on as well.
And we also do offer a pulley system so that the cable can be extended up if you would choose to go that route as well.
Yeah, we've done those on some of the pressure washer to keep it from smacking the side of the car, depending on your setup. So I think what you need us to do is have Kyle and Sean and the team mock it up. So we'd mock it up in design, because we have these. I think we have these files where we have the exact length of the poles.
Correct.
We can mock it up in Home Designer, and they'll take you through, and we can kind of model it. How would it work with putting your car in place? How far would the boom reach? And kind of think through, would we be better off doing a ceiling boom? Z-booms would really be if we were going to do multiple booms in there.
Multiple booms.
Right.
Or if you're in a garage where maybe there's a door opener or a track and you just need to get that little bit of arch underneath.
And have you thought about the possibility, let's say somebody wanted to do a vacuum boom as well, or they want to do a pressure washer boom, could we do a dual Z boom?
Yes, and that goes back to the design plate that we have for interaction. These are coming from our air booms and our vacuums already.
Right.
So on our standard Z boom, we offer a 2-inch drop stem because these have a little bit longer drop on it.
Okay.
So you could integrate with the Z booms a pressure boom, a vac boom, a dryer boom, or multiple pressure booms.
So you could do 4 different booms.
You could do 4 booms in a bay.
Really sophisticated garage or setup. Pretty uncommon that we're going to do in a consumer garage, but and then this is where I don't think many detailing facilities and stuff are going to be putting this type of boom for charging.
Correct.
This is more of a consumer garage that has if you have 1 or 2 EVs. You would need, I think you'd need a boom for each EV if you wanted to have 2 different chargers.
Yeah, if they were charging 2 different style handles on it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it unique too, is the handles all change, so it's real hard to have just that one style, but this way you can just change your cables through. But as you mentioned, if you got 2 different vehicles, 2 different chargers, 2 different booms, 2 different handles.
Right. Is there there isn't a dual vacuum Z boom, right?
No. Currently, no, but
so we need to do 2 separate booms.
Yeah, you'd want to go with 2.
Yeah. And so we'd have to lay that out. We'd have to mock that up in the design while we're doing this.
The advantage to that is if you were running 2 different separate ones, most likely you're going to have at least 2 bays in your garage. You could run 2 360s, 1 park forward, 1 park back, and then you're still able to pick which side of the garage you want to park on or mismatch.
What, off the top of your head, how much, this is like $600-700, you remember? What do these retail for?
Yeah, they're
What's the list?
$700-800, I think, on the list point, and then you add on a couple of the options and stuff and take it from there.
Yeah, so you're looking at, I mean, this Tesla charger's $500, and for those that are buying, $150,000 Model S's or $200,000, Taycans, however the heck you say that darn Porsche, to spend $500, $600, $700 to make it really seamless and clean in your garage, I think it's worth it. Now, we've got some T304 stainless and amazing Mosmatic swivels. I don't know that we need that for this application, but if you're going to do it, this is the way to do it. And really, this is the only thing that exists. So,
the other part, you're going after ergonomics and appearance.
Yeah.
And that's really what an obsessed garage is actually set up for. So this is a perfect complement.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we would need to help you put some thought into what size you need, whether we're doing a wall boom, a Z boom, or a regular straight boom on the ceiling, a 360 boom on the ceiling. Thinking about, if you were building a garage, you need to think about pre-wiring it. Where are you going to put your box? You're going to put the box somewhere as close as possible to the boom. That way you have options. Worst case scenario, you could coil this up. If it needed to be shorter.
Yeah.
But we are limited, and that's where we have to do some calculating and really thinking this through, because this cable is not adjustable in length. Have you done any work? Have you done any digging? Like, are they all the same?
As far as the cables, from what I've found, is you're about 18 feet. Okay. And that's from handle to box.
Got it. Yeah, so then we have to plan accordingly with running through the boom. This is a 6 foot?
5'3".
5'5"?
5'3".
5'3", got it.
And then you can add your extensions on. We got a 24-inch extension there, just a 90-degree drop. We also offer another 3-foot extension out.
Got it. So you could go another 2 feet or another 3 feet. So you can go up to 8.5 feet, basically.
Correct. Plus your drop and your charger.
Is there any disadvantages to going longer other than you're shortening your cable up?
Disadvantage to going longer is then you just have to make sure you don't have any aerial obstacles. If there's lights hanging down, cabinetry, door tracking from your garage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's something we'll really have to consider as how the track for the garage door, will that impede our ability to move the boom?
Correct, and that's more, on the 180 you're going to be pretty easy to regulate that down. The 360 is going to be where you're able to drop it down, but it's still going to be up and out of the way because your garage door tracks are 7-8 foot to begin with.
Yeah, I'd have to think, like in my garage, I'd have to change the tracks. I'd have to go to like a high lift.
How low are your tracks?
I mean, I've got an 11'4" ceiling, and the tracks are probably 2.5 feet down.
Okay, so kind of like this display here, instead of having it 8 foot up, it's going to be 7 foot. Still going to clear your head, but
that's true. Yeah,
it keeps it up and out of the way.
So you can make that choice. If you're going to go, to me, if I'm going to go to this length, then I'm going to do a high lift door. Get the track out of the way. That way I can get this thing up and out as well, just for the aesthetic and how it would look.
But then you also don't want to go too high, because remember, we're relegated to how long we can go down.
Yeah, it's true. So you'd have that be you can do some calculating, but also sort of a game time decision when you're in the garage, kind of putting it, mounting it, kind of mocking it up. So anyway, hit us up, design at obsessedgarage.com, or go to the portion on the site and just go to design. You can fill out the form and explain what you're looking for us to do. These are relatively available depending on what time of year, but worst case, we're bringing them in every few weeks. There's containers coming over from these are made in Switzerland.
Yes.
Yeah, so these are Swiss made, super high quality, best swivels on the planet. So the action of this sucker is so smooth, you can't even tell it's moving.
Correct.
I've had one at my wash bay That's how we met
years
and years ago. In the 2016, I think I built my wash bay. So that was my first experience with a Mosmatic boom, and then we've done them in hundreds and hundreds of garages all over the country. So I have yet to see an issue with any of them. They've got this thing licked. So, like I said, hit us up if you have questions, Matt at Obsessed Garage, or design at obsessedgarage.com. We can help you think through this. If you're a Tesla owner, if you're starting to get into this, the caring for your car, this would make, I think, your user experience, the ergonomics of something you have to do every single day, much, much cleaner, much simpler, and I think a much better way to do it. So, thanks for watching. We're happy to help.